We have entered the age of AI, a tool bound to increase productivity and efficiency to unimaginable levels. In a few years, it would be unimaginable to even remember a world where AI is not in everything, the same way it is unimaginable to remember a world without smartphones. 2,300 years ago, the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle stated that the only possible aim and purpose of life is happiness, because happiness is the only goal that is an end by itself. Everything else we seek, wealth, approval, recognition, fame, a soulmate, wisdom, and enlightenment, everything is in order to be happy. Happiness is its own end and the ultimate prize. The happiness compass is the ultimate tool in the pursuit of the ultimate prize. Imagine an app on your phone that is programmed to be paradox-free and endowed with the whole Choice OS philosophy, a fully custom open-source operating system for humans based on choice for the singular purpose of happiness, guiding you in your game of life. Expand your vision and imagine that this app is driven by an AI guide, a magical genie that learns from you, from your life, and never stops learning. Your genie learns from your successes, your failures, from what is easy for you and what is difficult, from how you feel, act, and react, and from who you are. Your genie is private, and your innermost thoughts are inaccessible by anybody else. Your genie is programmed with only one objective: to be the sage that guides you to hone, develop, and elevate your strategy in the game of life and all the sub-games within it. The sub-games of love, relationships, career, creativity, vision, as well as the sub-games with governments, businesses, associates, family, allies, and opponents. Sub-games within you, and sub-games with everything else. Imagine further that if you wish, you can instruct your genie to share anonymous, untraceable data about your strategies, choices, ideas, and results about various issues in your game of life, and your genie can learn from everybody else's experiences, including successful and unsuccessful choices, moves in games, and strategies. Your genie is exclusively yours, but is constantly becoming wiser and more adept at guiding you in your game of life and your pursuit of happiness, as well as helping to make wiser other genies around the world. Aren't you happier with happier people around you? The compass is a game by itself, and you can program it with every waypoint, prize, or challenge that you wish to pursue and all the people involved. You can also program it to mimic a chessboard where strategy is paramount, or a journey of endless paths and choices to pursue. Your game can mirror your exact life, can be a magical, symbolic fantasy game, or even a sci-fi adventure. Life and everything in it can be viewed and experienced as a game with many sub-games within it, each one with its individual objective. But the only real objective is liking to play them, enjoying your life, including all challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. You can record on the compass how you feel by confirming your proximity to a moment of bliss, a moment where you feel that everything, absolutely everything, is exactly deliciously as it should be, a moment that is spot on 34. 34 is actually a random number that symbolizes that a moment of true happiness, whether it comes from being in love, having a great inspiration, a great success, or just a moment looking at the sunset, jumping in the water after a sweaty hike, or even tasting fresh grapes with a friend, cannot be bettered. Happiness, regardless of what is happening, is its own prize. Remember, every other prize, wisdom, wealth, fame, love, we pursue in order to be happy. This compass is to guide you through your game of life and all the games around you, such as the game with your life partner, the games with your family members, your friends, your partners, clients, bosses, employees, society, government, opponents, obstacles, and all the games of anyone you are associated with. There is only one unbreakable rule, and it is that there is no prize precious enough to sacrifice your happiness for. In the game of chess, a master may sacrifice every piece on the board, including the queen, in order to win. In the game of life, where winning is liking to play the game of life, to win, you should be ready, only if absolutely necessary, to abandon or sacrifice any subgame and every piece on every board if your own survival, physical, mental, or emotional, is endangered. Every other goal or prize has a value from 0 to 100, but your own survival and happiness has a value of 1,000. The best strategy for the game is if before you start any game, you predetermine what is your goal, what is it worth to you, and what is the limit of how much you are willing to pay, do, or sacrifice for achieving the goal. Since your game will include multiple subgames, games of gathering allies, games of love, of career, etc., you need to decide the value and priority of each subgame relative to the others. The more you inform the compass about your state of mind, before, after, or during a move, the more the compass learns what works for you specifically and becomes wiser and a more efficient and accurate guiding tool for your game of life. Let us look at a simulation of the app. Please note that the app does not exist yet. This presentation is based on a real moment in Mikis's game of life and a simulation of how the compass would guide him. The real work of creation and programming starts now, and we are looking for volunteers to help in its creation. Allies who wish to be part of something great that can help bring happiness to themselves and to multitudes of other people. After several rounds of testing by our core group of human happiness research at Tierra Mythica, we would also appreciate volunteer beta testers of the app before it is fine-tuned and released. Welcome to the Happiness Compass. You can move the needle to how far from full happiness you feel right now. To the right of 34, some things in your life are too much. Too much work, too much trouble, too much drama, etc. To the left of 34, there are some things missing from your life. Not enough love, not enough excitement, not enough passion, etc. Every time you press the confirm button, your stated deviation from 34 is recorded in a database inside progress charts with a date and timestamp, and you proceed to the next page. Your stated deviation from 34 is in red at the top. There are buttons to talk to the genie, to start building a game, as well as a general settings button, a progress charts button, a play button, and a back button. If you press any button, you go to the appropriate page, but if you press play, you are asked to enter a compass reading and confirm first. Every time you press the confirm button, your stated deviation from 34 is recorded in a database inside progress charts with a date and timestamp. Let's start with general settings. Each button takes you to the relevant general settings page. There is a minimize compass that you can press to zoom so that you can record your state of being any time you feel like it. There are several background settings. Solid blue color is the default background, but you can pick the exact shade through the slider. There are also 6 choices of standard alternative background images that you can pick merely by clicking on the choice. Custom images can be uploaded through the buttons. For illustration purposes, a different background is used on every settings page for this presentation. You can go back to the general settings page to select another setting. Next, you can pick one of 6 Genie or Sage images or upload your own. For example, It could be a picture of your own nice and wise grandfather or any other character that you would prefer. You can pick one of 6 genie voices or describe a custom voice you would like to the genie itself. You can choose the name you want to call your genie by clicking in the text box and typing, or you can simply talk to your genie and hear it answer back. Every time you click on any text box, your device keyboard appears automatically on top of everything else, and the voice-to-text module is activated so you can have a conversation. In Progress Chart settings, jagged line or waveform style can be chosen for deviation or convergence trend charts. Reported events and actions, moves in the game, can be chosen to be included in all charts, but on the max deviation from 34 chart, only the ones close to the maximum deviation are illustrated. Any or all of the other charts can be superimposed on any chart for comparison. At the bottom, a button can take you directly to the Progress Charts pages. All charts show separately divergence and convergence to the 34 line for above 34, something is too much, and below 34, something is missing. In compass settings, you have several options. You can choose a simple slider form with a constant reading of % deviation and a bang on 34 button to press enthusiastically when recording complete bliss. Alternatively, you can choose between standard, antique, and magical compasses, all with the same options. You can also choose a digital reading version in square, round, or minimal forms. In addition, compass size can be adjusted, and the compass can be the size of a small button that can be dragged anywhere on screen and maximized by clicking on it. After you press confirm, it is minimized back into a small button. In profile settings, you can input your full name, age, and sex. You can also input a game name and create a custom avatar through a description with reference images or without. You can change the description to generate new images until you get what you like and save it. Profile settings cannot be altered during the duration of the game. We now go to account settings, where you can choose between 3 types of accounts. In the free account, the app is completely independent, and it is optional how much data you choose to share anonymously to improve general intelligence and efficiency of the compass. This version is not updatable. In a development account, your genie is connected to the master genie, updated a minimum twice a year, benefits from universal data, and costs $34 per month. Minimal anonymous sharing is a prerequisite. Finally, with a win-win master account, your compass is updated constantly, and your genie is trained by the master genie and the experiences of all sharing accounts. In addition, you receive updated insights, game tricks, universal success statistics, and you are entitled to one answer from a human guide on any question, problem, or strategy, as well as a 20% discounts on workshops, games, and masterclasses. The cost is $134 per month. Last, we have privacy settings, ranging from full privacy that can only be used with a free account, development sharing, always anonymous, participating in the constant improvement of the compass, and finally, complete anonymous openness, sharing everything, including moves, choices, inaction, and strategies, correlated with your progress charts, contributing to the compass's exponential development. We now go to the progress charts pages, which you can also access throughout the app. There we find 6 different charts that can also be viewed full screen and can be saved as a PDF for printing. The deviation from 34 chart shows confirmed readings and tracks divergence from 34 during the chosen time period. The max deviation from 34 chart shows maximum divergence when something is too much or if something is missing, and provides percentage data. In short, it shows your fluctuation during the time period. The convergence trend chart illustrates periods of maximum convergence within the chosen time period. Reported incidents and actions, moves in the game, can be presented or not in any of the charts. PDF files can be produced and printed for any chart. The page is scrollable to access another 3 types of charts. The first 2 track success rate following particular moves in the game of life and how one feels in the period following a particular move, as regards to how close they feel to 34. The personal move results chart is examining any action that was not suggested by the genie in the compass, but an action or otherwise a move that is a person's own idea of what to do. The compass move results chart works exactly the same way, but only examines the results from moves suggested by the compass. Both types of moves are visible in both charts, but personal moves are faded and unclickable in the compass move results chart and vice versa. Results are calculated from the closest previous to the move confirmed compass status. Success rate following a move is the average difference between the compass readings before the move until the compass reading just before the next move. Fluctuation varies from minimal to medium, medium-high, high and intense, and indicates how much compass readings fluctuate, especially as regards fluctuation above the 34 line, something is too much, and below the line, something is missing. Convergence net result indicates how much closer one got to 34 from the pre-move reading. Density of movements indicating high or low activity in the game are also calculated and reported. The last chart is actually a report about all the moves within the period and can be scrolled as much as it takes if the report is for a period longer than a day or a week. Besides the data on the previous 2 charts, it reports on how effective a move is, reaction time, sustainability, and which particular moves are successful enough to be included permanently in your game's toolbox. By pressing the Genie button, you can start a conversation with your Genie so that it gets to know you and the issues that are important in your life. By clicking inside the text box, your smartphone keyboard appears in the bottom, coming on top of the compass and the other buttons, and the voice-to-text module is activated if you prefer speaking instead of typing. The text informs the built-in AI Genie that learns from your conversations and responds to you. To submit the text, you press the Enter button under the text box and the keyboard disappears until you click again. Now, it is time to build your game, but we need to start from game settings. Game settings are separate from general settings because they involve a lot of detail and many pages, and it's better to have them locally in the game. First, we have playing field settings, and there is a choice of 3 different types of playing fields which do not constitute just a visual difference, but also a preferred way to play the game. The chosen playing field affects all the options below. Each one is clickable and leads to a full screen image, followed by an explanation of the game mechanics of each playing field. Playing fields are changeable at any given point in the game. The player finds themselves at exactly the same point, but able to experiment with different game dynamics. In the chessboard playing field, the ultimate objective of the game is to live a happy life comprised of as many as possible moments of either bang on 34 or close to 34 bliss. The playing field is a giant chessboard, and you can only move 1 square at a time in any direction. Obstacles are presented as walls of specific hardness. So a wall of hardness 1 can be broken down in 3 moves or avoided by going around it. An ally can help you break the wall in just 2 moves. 2 allies help you break the wall in just 1 move. An opponent is holding a wall, increasing its difficulty, and counteracts 2 allies, and a hardness or difficulty of 2 or more multiply the amount of moves accordingly. Tools can break down walls faster, and assets can help you make deals with potential allies to work as a team with you. Bang on 34s and convergence to 34 allow you to jump easily over walls depending on the wall's height, and you need 30 consecutive 34s to enter the gazebo, a month of daily 34s. Each entrance to the golden gazebo increases your ability to overcome or jump over obstacles. The chessboard playing field rewards strategy and planning. In the waypoint playing field, the playing field is like a tree of many alternative paths, and every path can lead to a dead end or branch out to more alternative paths. Dead-end paths are obstacles wasting moves without reaching any prize on your path. Prizes may include tools such as maps, binoculars, information, vehicles that allow you to move faster in your exploration of the paths, as well as assets that you can use to exchange for tools with potential allies. Allies can work as a team to combine, for example, information about dead ends, and also can pool together assets to exchange for information. Teams can work together to explore and gather information about a whole area simultaneously. Opponents can mislead you or obstruct paths, requiring you to gather more allies to overcome them. Bang-on 34s or convergence to 34s allow you to be able to jump between paths, and you need 30 consecutive 34s to enter the gazebo, a month of daily 34s. Each entrance to the golden gazebo indicates a full month where each day you experienced at least one moment where everything feels exactly, deliciously as it should be. This experience increases your ability to overcome obstacles and shows you the value of a successful strategy, fortifying your resilience to misery. The dynamics of the game are geared towards gathering information and knowledge so that you can recognize the most advantageous paths. Finally, the journey playing field is an adventure journey full of quests, requiring ingenuity to be able to continue on the journey. Obstacles represent obstructions to the continuation of the game and require you sometimes to go back, take a different direction, in order to gather allies and form teams that can build, for example, a bridge to cross a ravine, a boat to navigate waters, and obstacles are represented as difficulty of terrain, forcing you to move faster or slower, and often require the use of tools and assets to bribe opponents, sometimes represented as criminals on your path, predatory animals representing different levels of danger and requiring different strategies to overcome. It takes you a different amount of moves to reach an obstacle, and different amounts of moves to cross an obstacle. 34 moments provide you with flying time, and you need 30 consecutive 34s to enter the gazebo, a month of daily 34s. Each entrance to the golden gazebo gives you better flying ability. This playing field rewards innovative solutions to problems. For the purposes of this presentation, these explanations refer to the fantasy style option. All the different combinations of options would require a presentation many times as long. Next, we have game style settings, and these affect the game only visually and as regards aesthetics. There are 3 options. The first one is a modern contemporary style, which allows you to input exact analogies to your life in the game without the need for symbols or metaphors. It is easier to play, and all the avatars in your game are a graphic representation of actual people. Prizes represent actual tools and resources from your actual life. This style makes the game a very accurate representation of your life and the issues that you encounter that inhibit you from living in abundance and bliss. It has things such as cars, airplanes, cities, smartphones, and gives the opportunity for the game to be congruent with reality. The second option is a fantasy, medieval option that turns your life and your path to happiness into a dream world full of symbolism and brings magic and imagination into your game. It allows you to play the game of life and happiness like a quest in a fantasy book or movie. Allies have magical gifts that may help you move forward or enhance your happiness. This gifts a mystical, inspiring, playful essence to your gameplay, introducing metaphors such as dragons, princes, or princesses. The third option is sci-fi futuristic and allows you to envision various technological innovations of the future and representation of your trajectory in your game of life as a path of continuous innovation and evolution, as well as a path of invention and reinvention of the playing field and of yourself. It is also a playful way to view your trajectory, and you can use alliances as a means of collaborative innovation in strategies, techniques, and tools. Below, there are 6 buttons that lead to relevant pages with options for each button. The first button is the Allies button, where you can create characters by describing your real-life allies and companions to your genie, and avatars that can also be created by your genie from a description, but by uploading a photo of the real person as well. Each image is clickable and takes you to the ally page, where you can edit or remove an ally. Next, we have a button for potential allies that works similarly to the Allies button. And finally, an opponent button that also presents similar options to the previous 2. Underneath are the Teams button, the Obstacles button, and the Prizes button. In the Allies, Potential Allies, and Opponents pages, there are fields to enter the name of the person, their game name, a character description field, a common goals field, an optional photo of the person, and an avatar description. All this information informs the genie in order to create an avatar. Also, avatars are ranked A, B, C, or D, and there is a gallery button for the list of allies, potential allies, and opponents accordingly. In that page, pictures of the avatars according to rank, as well as their game name are listed. These are clickable and take you to a page with all their particulars that can be edited by clicking inside the relevant frame. The gallery page is scrollable, and more allies, potential allies, and opponents can be added as they appear in your game of life. The Teams page is for the creation of teams of allies, grouping allies together according to common goals, team rank with A, B, C, D buttons, a team outlook field with buttons for permanent, long-term, medium-term, and short-term, an auto-filled team size counter, a clickable team list, and an upload image field for insignia so team members can be visible on screen. On the obstacle page, you can categorize obstacles according to their type and severity. For example, they can be emotional, moral, intellectual, physical, financial, etc. An obstacle can be a combination, so more than one choice can be selected. Next, you can input the obstacle's perceived difficulty to overcome and their avoidability. Obstacles can also be categorized according to their nature, whether they are new or old, permanent, temporary, or recurring, whether it is an obstacle that appears whenever it is triggered or an accidental or rare occurrence. Once more, you can pick more than one box, and there is an input field where you can talk to the genie and describe the obstacle in more detail, including giving history about it. The appearance of the obstacle needs to be congruent with the type and style of playing fields that has been chosen, and it can be a custom obstacle that you can describe to the genie, but also a genie-generated obstacle that is chosen according to the parameters you have set above. You can then choose to have the obstacle positioned automatically or manually on your playing field, and the list of the types of obstacles and how many are currently in your game followed by an obstacle list button that, same as the avatars, is clickable to get full information about the obstacles. And now for the best, the prizes page. There, we can choose between tools, skills, and assets. We can also choose internal, personal prizes, such as joy, pride, confidence, and other perceptual stages. Prizes are categorized on whether they are the final goal of a sub-game, completing the particular game, or side goals in the sub-game or in the game of life in general. There is also an assessment of the sub-game value and priority, and whether the prize is visible or not in the playing field, and the assessment of the value of the prize. Next, there is a field to describe the prize to the genie, and the possibility to describe the visual appearance or to allow the genie to choose for you, always within the style of playing field that has been chosen. There is also a list of total prizes currently in your playing field, analyzed as tradable and untradable, as well as a connection to the prize gallery. As always, a button for the compass is present in every page for you to record how you feel at the particular moment, enriching charts and statistics and evolving the game. If all of this sounds overwhelming, please understand that you set up everything at the beginning of the game, and you can keep updating the compass with new people, obstacles, or goals as you go along, so you can fine-tune your game to reflect your situation and everything surrounding you in your game of life as you go along. You are now ready to start building your game. This you only do at the beginning of the game period, but you can edit at any time. At the bottom of the page, you can determine the time period of the particular game in months. You can choose to build your game with a 3, 6, or 12-month horizon. Then, you can select a fixed time period after which the game ends, and you can renew the game for a further time period or start a completely new game. Or you can select for the game period to be continuously rolling, which means that if you reach your goals, you can keep adding to it, and the time horizon is renewed continuously by the same amount of time. You can then have a conversation with your genie about all the things that are happening in your life at the moment and the different things that are played out within the game period. The genie will ask you clarifying questions, and you can also return to add information, including feelings, facts, etc.
What's in your life right now?
For more than 3 months, my health has gone seriously down after some new strokes in April. In a month and a half, I will travel to the Netherlands for medical tests, and I have no idea on whether I will need surgery or not. Using my brain intensively or getting passionate brings pressure to my brain. On the other hand, I'm in a very creative phase, designing this compass, overseeing a sculpting project with my Tierra Mythican team, and I'm afraid of my reduced brain capacity. I'm facing various health challenges, but at the same time, I'm very inspired by the things I'm doing. I also want to create the songs for Beyond Dreams, edit and publish it. In addition, we're just a few weeks from delivering the Tower of Pisa project to Villa Toscana. My problems are not just in the brain, but also in the rest of my body. I have been mostly carnivore for over 2 years, but since the incident, my blood sugar has skyrocketed without me eating any carbs, and I'm constantly gaining weight. I suffer from vertigo and instability, but mostly I thought I understood how my body works and I had it under control, but reality for the last 3 months contradicts me. I had improved my type 2 diabetes condition to the degree that I had stopped all diabetes medication and my blood sugar was stable, but I have been going seriously backwards. Every other aspect of my life is going great. My relationship with my pussy is awesome, and I'm very much in love and happy with my Tierra Mythica life, all my teammates, and the beautiful toddlers and kittens that bring joy to our lives. We are all very creative and function like a well-oiled machine. Nonetheless, I'm having a hard time to not fluctuate from 34 due to my frustration and confusion about my physical situation. Every time I use my brain or become passionate about something, I experience tremendous side effects and it is wearing me down. I'm also concerned about the possible costs to potential surgical interventions and how I will manage to pay for whatever comes without accruing any debt. Thankfully, my mother has volunteered to help financially, but if the cost is very high, this may have a limit. Another thing that is constantly part of my game is training team members to eventually take my place as the leader of Terra Mythica and as guides of the workshop, and to take over the evolution of my work. Although there have been amazing improvements in every Terra Mythican, we are still very far from viable candidates. This is a goal that I have been pursuing for over a decade.
You can choose for the genie to automatically create the various sub-games that it proposes, following your information, or create them manually. Some games have a subjective value and priority to you, and the genie's move suggestions for your game are influenced by these values. The page is scrollable and you can edit the goals of each sub-game to your satisfaction, or return to the genie for a clarification if the genie has not expressed the sub-games to your satisfaction. You can consult the game manual by pressing the appropriate button to help you understand how to set up your game. The game manual contains explanations and instructions about every part of the compass and gameplay. If you do not need to consult the game manual, the Build Your Game page is scrollable, and underneath all the sub-games you find the location setup. These are locations that sub-games refer to for the game period, and will remain in the game gallery, and will be already there if revisited in the future. You can add a location by inputting its name and giving a description of the location, as well as upload reference images if needed. Positioning of these locations in your playing field can be automatic or manual, and they will all be relevant to the chosen style of the playing field. You can find a location gallery button where you can edit or remove locations. Once a location is in the gallery, just referring to it by name makes it appear in your playing field. Now, it is time to play. At the bottom half of the screen, you can see an image of your current position in the game with the avatars of your allies, potential allies, or opponents at your current location, as well as access to different locations with similar information for that part of your game. You can view your playing field in your location by pressing full screen and turning your device sideways. There, you not only see a zoomed-in image, but you also gain access to the game room that, like a war room, has information about your sub-games and your progress, as well as access to the location gallery and the possibility to initiate a move.
Your deviation from 34 is minus 18%. This is way more than your average. Is there something happening that is not as it should be and obstructs your happiness? Anything that requires some action today?
Lately, the pressure in my brain has been increasing rather than decreasing, and I can feel it now most of the time. In addition, my blood sugar levels have been higher than even when I'm eating carbs, with no explanation in sight. Although designing this compass is not necessarily my A priority, I really enjoy it and I want to move it forward, but the more I work on it, the more tired and pressure I feel. I try to do everything right with my nutrition and my exercises, but I'm actually gaining weight steadily instead of losing, although I'm doing all the right things. Until my incident in April, I felt I understood my body and had managed to stop all diabetes medication through nutrition and keep my blood sugar low. Now everything seems unpredictable and I'm not in control of my situation. I don't sleep well and I have a lot of numbness and various pains that indicate that my illness is going haywire. I have no options until I get tests in the Netherlands, but that's more than a month and a half away. Every other sub-game is actually doing quite well, and especially Toscana and Tierra Mythica, where my game is blooming and bringing dividends. But feeling powerless about my mental and physical capacities does not feel as it should be.
It seems that your physical and mental condition should be your number one priority. You are playing a game you no longer control or understand. You are 47 days away from doctor care. You need to make some moves so that you start liking to play the game once more. Do you want suggestions?
Yes, I would like suggestions, but I need to clarify that I've exhausted the medical options around here, and mostly I'm just trying to stay afloat and be as well as possible until I can get serious medical help. Most of the time, I would describe my deviation lower than my recording, and sometimes I even fleetingly feel bang on 34. But I do not want to be in denial that I feel demoralized, tired, and weary. Even when I rest, I feel pounding and pressure in my head sometimes. I do not want to be inactive, and I enjoy doing things and being creative. But I feel so fragile physically, and I'm incapable of feeling that it is as it should be many, many times. I need a move that makes me able to like to play the game in the short term. I already love it in the long term. One thing that worries me is my sudden and erratic blood sugar levels that are unexplainable. I only eat 1 meal a day with practically no carbs, so it doesn't make sense. I think it has some connection with the way that I feel, something with my brain. I feel that since April, I've been going backwards. This happened in April, and I went back into diabetic pills and only stopped them when I felt that my blood sugar was under control. So yes, I want suggestions because I feel lost.
Entering the game room, we can see when the game period started and all the sub-games with their location, value, and priority, a start and an end counter for each sub-game. If the digits in the start counter are yellow, this means this sub-game had started in your life long before the game period. If they are white, they are within the game period. And if the digits are red, this means that the game has not started yet. There is also a counter that shows the genie's assessment of your progress in the game, as well as the percentage of the goal achieved. If in the counters there are dashes, it means that the sub-game has no specific time period and is rolling continuously. You can challenge these assessments with the genie and provide clarifications about why you're challenging these assessments, and the genie will adjust accordingly. The Enter button at the bottom of your text box provokes a response from the genie.
Game period start 2nd of August 2026. Sub-game 1. Location L1, Tierra Mythica. Value B, priority C. Start date 175 days ago and end date 185 days from now. Mission: create prototype functioning AI happiness compass before February 2027 and start stage 1 testing within 2026. Progress excellent. Percentage of goal accomplished 23%. Sub-game 2. Location L1, Tierra Mythica. Value B, priority B. Game has not started. End date 145 days from now. Mission: start the songwriting group, record the songs for Beyond Dreams, edit the book, and have it published within 2026. Progress non-existent. Zero achievement or moves. Sub-game 3. Location L2, the Netherlands, and L3, Greece. Value A, priority A. Game will start in 45 days and ends in 68 days from now. Mission: travel to Holland September 16th and hopefully manage to have tests and arrange treatment and organize visit to Greece. Progress excellent. Percentage of goal accomplished 18%. Sub-game 4. Location global, value C, priority B. Start date 56 days ago, and end date 68 days from now. Mission: manage finances for possible surgery while having no idea how much money it can possibly be and not get into debts. Progress: good. Percentage of goal accomplished: 62%. Subgame 5. Location L4, Villa Toscana, value B, priority A. Start date 141 days ago and end date 25 days from now. Progress: very good. Percentage of goal accomplished: 73%. Subgame 6. Location L1, Tierra Mitica, value A, priority C. Start and end dates unspecified. Progress: poor. Percentage of goal accomplished: 38%. Do you have any comments or objections about progress and percentage of goal achieved? These are calculated based on our conversations, so if you have comments or clarifications to make, I would be happy to adjust.
Now, you enter Move options, where you can choose your own options between internal or external adjustments, or have your genie suggest. Every button ticked is an element that contributes to the achievement of 34 moments. Your genie reports to you about your issues, your sub-games, and the suggestions. By pressing each individual button, you can see an analysis of the suggestion. In this example, we start with trust. We continue with the element of surrendering. Everywhere there is text, you can also have it narrated with your chosen genie's voice if you wish, and if you are not in an environment where other people can overhear. We then move to the element of gratitude and your genie's suggestion. Next, we go to hope. Next, we go to the only external move suggested, taking external action and adjusting physical and practical elements of your life. Last but not least, personal pride, which is an element that by itself can move you directly to bang on 34. This, in this example, is neither an internal or external move. It requires the resolution of a paradox. By choosing your move, you can inform the genie about your final choices, get feedback, and don't forget to record your state of mind. Clear choices in the game often yield serious convergence to happiness. The word move refers to a whole day and can include multiple moves at different times of the day. It is recommended that you record your state of mind as often as you can, and definitely every time you use the compass. The compass will be learning from your failures, successes, resistance, action, or inaction, and will be becoming better in guiding you personally with every single time you use it. Have fun navigating the game of life and all the games within it, not walking blind, but with your compass.
Your reported deviation from 34 is minus 18%. Reported issue: frustration over health and brain problems and confusion about how to solve or improve over next 47 days, combined with wish to complete first stage of the compass. Tick elements that are lacking. Trust. Internal move. It seems you have lost trust that things can improve, since you have been trying everything and failing. Trust is the frame holding your internal world together. According to our conversations, trust has been the main element that sustains you and your happiness, since happiness is defined as the feeling that everything, absolutely everything, is exactly, deliciously as it should be. It seems that at this moment, this trust is lacking in this particular situation. Changing your state of mind about this, if it is possible for you at this moment, would by itself provide you with a convergence of plus 5% to plus 7% points. Surrender. Internal move. If indeed you have examined all possibilities and at this moment you have no further medical recourse in Peru, and it is inevitable that you have to wait until flying to the Netherlands for further medical exams, and there is no option for you going earlier, you can surrender to the reality of the situation and accept that whatever is happening is a result of your own choice of priorities. Changing your state of mind about this, if it is possible for you at this moment, would by itself provide you with a convergence of plus 14% to plus 18% points. Gratitude. Internal move. Gratitude for having survived the incident and still being able to function to some degree is an internal inducement of a state of mind that needs to be repeated and reinforced every time you feel divergence. It is actually quite a difficult move if you are feeling physically and mentally unwell and requires an experienced player. It offers temporary convergence and can get you to bang on 34, but it is difficult to sustain. Recommended only as a supplemental, complementary move. Changing your state of mind about this would by itself provide you with a temporary convergence of up to plus 18% points. Hope. Internal move. This is intrinsically connected with the trust issue. It seems that you suffer from lack of hope that this issue will be resolved when you get medical attention in the Netherlands. This feeling of hopelessness is creating more frustration and stress than the rest of your physical issues. Since this issue, as you describe it, is both physical and mental, it touches upon a belief that without the full capacity of your brain, you cannot be happy. And no part of your life that does not involve your brain capacity is worth anything to you. This is a complementary move to trust and can improve the yield up to the plus 7% max. Action. External move. Requires denial of the assumption that there can be no external change. If happiness is your number one priority, you could search for medical attention in Peru, change your plans, and leave for the Netherlands immediately regardless of cost or other priorities, or take other actions such as change of medication, work schedule, rest periods, nutrition, or anything else that might work. Being externally proactive, regardless of results, would give you a sense of control over the situation. This is the opposite of surrender, but could yield similar results of plus 14% to plus 18%, but would not require continuous maintenance. Pride. Paradox resolution. An important part of your divergence is a paradox. You declare that you love failing because it means that you are challenging yourself, and that leads to an interesting game, plus a stretching and evolution of your capabilities. However, you are frustrated by not understanding the parameters of your physical symptoms, including your blood sugar levels, the inability to lose weight despite dieting, and unpredictable symptoms. This diminishes your pride of being in control of your life and gives you distress over this failure that is in direct contradiction to your philosophy. Paradox resolution yield plus 16 to plus 18% could yield similar results of plus 14% to plus 18%, but would not require continuous maintenance.
I have decided to undertake internal adjusted moves. Move suggestion 1, restoration of trust. Move suggestion 3, invocation of gratitude. Move suggestion 4, establishment of hope, and paradox resolution. This has brought me already several momentary 34s, and since all these moves require continuous maintenance, I intend to continue to move in these directions. I also decided to affect external changes. Namely, I am gradually restoring all diabetes medication so my blood sugar remains low until I can get medical attention. Most importantly, I have chosen to change my nutrition, get off ketosis while still maintaining a relatively low-carb diet. I'm hoping this will improve food enjoyment and physical condition by adding a lot of vegetables and small quantities of carbs. I decided against surrendering to reality at this moment and take action, including avoiding any achievement pressure that compromises my well-being.
Your internal adjustment choices have a high probability of success if implemented repeatedly and in conjunction with each other. Your external actions have a great probability to increase both hope and well-being with physical results unknown. I suggest you record convergence to 34 both right now and every day of implementation in order to track results. Good luck, Archibald BFPG.
Just by setting up your game, including the value you give to things and your priorities, you are creating a mirror of your perception about your life and your assumptions. Even if you do not take suggestions from the compass, just by speaking to your genie, you will be getting immediate input about the difference between your perception and your lived reality. This alone will prove to be an unimaginable gift. Your genie can be a friend that has no other agenda except your happiness, and a friend that you have no need to hide anything from. The compass is the magical lantern that will help you become a win-win master of every game and evolve into the wise grandfather or grandmother you wish to become, and therefore your own guide and genie. Are you excited? Please comment and contact us at contact@tierramitica.com if you wish to contribute to the effort or wish to be a beta tester when the time comes.